Hey everybody, it's Julie at Love's Beginning, and today I'm here to talk about going home. When I'm talking about going home, I mean returning to the full awareness of what everybody is without exception and how that plays out in our daily lives. How it's playing out for me is I'm really getting called to step up, to be here unfiltered, to admit to what I'm thinking as much as I can, the embarrassing thoughts or the fearful thoughts, to be honest that I'm fearful much of the time, and to allow that to be the vehicle to share with each other. What do we do to meet that fear? What do we do to let that fear go? Um, how willing are we to see reflections of our fearless selves around us everywhere without exception in everyone? So that's where I am right now. And one of the things that's coming through to me is there is so much here for us right now. We might look out at the landscape of the world and see all these things that we don't like, or all these things that we could criticize. We might look at the landscape of our personal lives and see that, or the body, or our perceived personal future, and seem to see things. There's no denying we might see things we don't like. But when I got shown there's so much for us here right now, it was like treasure chests behind everything that we perceive to be challenge or that we don't like. It's this beautiful treasure. It's this beautiful availability of something here for us right now. And I think what we're all moving through together is learning how to look at the thing we think we don't like, the thing we think is here as a result of somebody else's wrongness, and to see behind it the gift that's here for us. And it got explained to me as a network of benefit. If you look at all beings across time and space and see this network that connects us all, we're really all one, but one way of looking at it is we're still seeing ourselves as separate. And of course, we see people, we fall easily into separation thinking. Then we could think of this network of benefit connecting all beings across time and space as a sort of intermediate way of thinking of it. So it's so present and alive among all of us right now. And as we learn to pop into it, I'm talking about being in the flow where you don't feel disturbed, where you feel held and at peace and carried and happy. And I'm not supposed to pretend, hey, everybody, I'm this flow person and I'm in the flow. All no, I am disturbed 1,000 times a day. But the thing I'm happy about is I learned how to take that moment of disturbance and stop. That's what I'm most happy about. When I have a moment of disturbance, I know how to stop. I know how to go in, and I use a mantra. I often, most always use a lesson from A Course in Miracles. Today it's my present happiness is all I see. And I'll just remember that. That's my life raft. It's my life raft during my day. I'll remember that, I'll go in. And you might have a completely different way of stopping and returning to sanity. But whatever way we need to stop and to return to sanity, that comes to all of us in perfect ways. But the stopping is important as we're getting carried away with our thinking. The stopping is important, and that's what I'm most happy about. Not that anything's perfect, not that any exterior seems perfect. I'm just happy about the ability to stop and to get the thinking put right. So we learn to pop into this network of benefit and to stay within its flow and to not be afraid of it. No matter what seems to be happening in the world, we get in the flow, we stay in the flow. We're most afraid of the flow. So all of the things that seem to be murderous and damaging out there in our world, that's actually a representation of my fear of the flow. Anything in the world that I think could be damaging to me or another is a physical representation of my fear of this network of benefit, my fear of this flow. So knowing that, I get to allow that to erode, 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 erode. And that's what every day is for, to allowing that attachment to fear to melt. That's what it's for. And that brings happiness, the melting of the fear. So we learn how to pop into the network of benefit, to stay in its flow. Then the network of benefit becomes more prominent, stronger, and more available for everybody. And I think the most important thing about this, I probably won't use this term all the time, I just keep saying it today about this network of benefit, is that it includes everybody. So anytime I'm looking at anyone I think is else, and I get caught up in some story, I know I've left the network of benefit. And that's okay, because there are as many resets as I need every day, endless resets. And that's just my job, just get back in. And then it's not me, my day isn't me trying to pursue my agenda. You might call it divine will. It is the willingness to allow what we are to determine everything in the day. And it's awkward. It's awkward for me. I keep leaving it and I keep going back and I keep leaving it and that's how it is right now. But that's okay, because I know it's here for us. I know it's here for everybody. And I know how I see everybody else is so important. So I just hit the mic. Sorry if it made a sound. That's the important thing. So what else do I have here? Okay, yes. You don't want to get stuck in an oppositional identity, because that is the fight against the network of benefit. So for example, sometimes I'll see the content I'm putting out and I'll feel really good about it, because actually all the content I put out is a message that comes to me and is a message that I find genuinely helpful personally, and then I get to share it. So I'll feel good about it. But then I will start to compare. As soon as I give into the temptation to compare, oh, my stuff does this, but somebody else's stuff does that, I'm out. I'm out. I left it. I left this beautiful network of treasure troves that would just only love and bless everybody. I left it on purpose. And I leave it all day long. And it's okay, because I just keep going back. I just keep stopping and going back and stopping and going back. And I guess what I wanted to say most of all, it's okay. It's awkward and it's silly and it feels stupid and you get used to it. But anytime I feel myself going into an oppositional identity, the thing I'm happy about is not that everything is perfect. Not that, my life is something you would want for yourself or something. I mean, I have a sweet life with sweet people around me. There are many things to be happy about, but I'm not happy about those particular things. I'm most happy that I can notice when I've gone into oppositional identity. Me versus somebody else, the comparison. And I'm happy that I know how to leave it. That's what I'm happiest about today, because I don't want to fight against the network of benefit. How big is this? This is huge. This is how huge this is. Do I want to project disaster? Because it's my option. I can stay in oppositional identity and I can see disaster outside of myself. Disaster that would harm me and everybody else. And that's my choice. Okay, it's like a load on everybody's shoulders, but it's everybody's choice. It's actually your power. What feels like a big load on your shoulders is actually the equal power you have with everybody. Or I could recognize the beautiful power I have and everybody has right now to extend love. I hit the microphone again. And so if I choose to extend love, I have to be willing to stop every time I feel oppositional identity. How do I feel oppositional identity? At any moment that I'm bored or irritated or annoyed or tired or pissed off or deciding, deciding one thing would be better than another. Um, and I am willing so much more to stop and get brought back on all these little areas of thought where I'm just plain wrong, just plain wrong. And then I can see so many other little areas where I can also stop and get brought back. And that's okay. You know what? I am where I am today. And there are all these points where I'm willing to stop and to be brought back into sane perception where I wasn't willing before, where I wanted to forge ahead with my identity and my agenda. And so that only expands. That only expands. And as I do this more, I see everybody else around me softening and doing the same thing. Everybody is our mirror. So it's okay. It's okay that it's awkward. It's okay that we have to stop many times a day to come back into sanity and to abandon oppositional identity. It's all okay because we're all carried, we're all helped, we're all assisted, we're all surrounded by so much non-physical help every moment of every day. So the news is good. There's so much benefit here for everybody right now. What comes to you with, this is a message that came to me, with greatest benefit also makes you aware of your attachment to your deepest guilt. So the things that seem to be happening outside doesn't mean you have to watch the news nonstop to intentionally trigger yourself, because whatever happens during your day will trigger you exactly how you need to be triggered to give you the opportunity to release me. I gotta use me language to give me the opportunity to release my attachment to my deepest guilt. Yes, I could pretend to be some kind of Julie, that's some kind of thing that I think is ideal, and I think it would make me happy to pretend to be this Julie. But no, that's not my happiness. My happiness comes from acknowledging where I am attached to my deepest guilt, letting it be revealed and letting it go every single day, and allowing to be the whole day to be about that. And I know it seems crazy, like you would allow your entire day to be about guilt. When it comes to releasing guilt, yes. Yeah, enjoy all the happy moments that come, but every single moment of disquiet or tension, I felt so much tension lately, and I know I'm just going down deeper. I have felt so much tension and resistance lately, and I know it's just the deeper level rising up to the surface saying, it's time to go now. You can let this go. See every other without exception through a sane lens. See how loved they are, no matter who they are. See how blessed they are. And if you can't sit quietly and see it clearly, then take the help that's here for you right now. And that's to release any thinking that's up here on the surface that would tell me I am what somebody else isn't, that oppositional identity. So I'm giving thanks for that. Then the last idea that came to me was from South Park. If you know when Cartman says, I don't think I'm going to attempt his voice, screw you guys, I'm going home. It's kind of a signature line, screw you guys, I'm going home. So when I got told about that, I was shown Cartman. I heard Cartman. If we're screwing any guys, we're going to a facsimile of home. And at this point on my journey, I don't want to make a fake home. I just want to go home. And what I mean by that is, if I stay in any shred of oppositional identity that makes you anything different from what I am, when I look at you, I'm thinking you're something else. I feel some tension that tells me you're something else. If I still feel that, I've decided to go to a fake home. And the fake home, I'm thinking of communism or like any country where they've tried to make an ideal and it just didn't work out. Like that, if I make a fake home, We've all made many fake homes in our lives and eventually become disillusioned with them. That same thing's just going to happen all over again. And so no, I don't want to make a fake home that I'm just going to become disillusioned with and have to try to leave again. I just want to leave what's fake. just I want to leave what's fake and allow what's real to dawn. And when I say that, I don't all the time, but I'm aware of this expanding. That is what I want. I want to be happy. I don't want to be right about any other. When I think anything about any other that isn't and never has been true, I don't want to be right. I want to be happy. Like Dorothy, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. So I'm willing to allow anything that would interfere with going home to the full awareness of what I am and everybody else is. I'm willing to allow, I'm a little scared when I say this. Maybe I'm not willing because the fear just came up. But I'll just complete the sentence anyhow and let it benefit me in some way. I'm willing to allow all of it to be seen, and I'm willing to let all of it go. I think that's where we are right now. And I think it's a very beautiful opportunity. Why does it feel so scary? Because it's so big. It's big. It seems big, but at the same time, it's very simple. That threat, there's a sense of threat that you want to hold on to your separate sense of self. And I guess I just want to say it's okay to feel that sense of threat every day because it's just me wanting to hold on to my separate self and to look at you as a separate self. And I can just keep remembering that I'm here to let that go. So hope everything's going well for you and you're enjoying the moments of happiness and allowing the background sanity that's here for all of us to come and get you and hold you when you enter your own moments of insanity. Wishing you well.